Hey you guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video, for being on my channel. It's Stacey Sherelle. I'm so glad you're here. And if you are a returning subscriber, give me a hug. Alright, before we get started, I'm going to remind you to go to the description box below. You're going to find some really good things there. Okay, the topic of today's message is the power of wisdom. Wow, the power of wisdom. And scripture says, with all you're getting, get understanding. Like, you can get $1 billion. You can get a husband. You can get a wife. You can get that job you've been praying for. You can get that house you've been praying for. All right. So you get the $1 million. You don't even know how to spend it. You don't know how to invest it. You don't know about 401ks. It's okay. Or IRAs. It's okay. I don't know anything about that either. You don't know about stocks, bonds, dividends, whatever, right? You want all this wealth, but do you know how to invest? Are you even able to handle it? Many people win the lottery every day and go crazy because they can't handle it. And we don't want that. All right, 2, you got your husband, your spouse. You don't even know what marriage is. You don't even know how to serve your husband, serve your wife, take care of your family. You're always popping off at the mouth, So you can't handle it, and then you end up losing your blessing, right? You want that new house. You can't even pay your bills on time, And I understand if you have financial struggles, but I mean, maybe you go shopping or you do all these things before putting your responsibilities. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about financial hardships. You can't control that. I'm talking about things where irresponsibility comes to play, where you put other things before what you're supposed to do. And you don't know how to pay a mortgage on time. You don't even know how to clean your own little apartment or your own little room. You don't know how to keep that clean. So why are you praying to God for a brand new house, right? You're afraid of the dark. You're afraid to live alone. How are you going to get a house, sis? How are you going to get a house, You have an ungrateful spirit. Why would God want to bless you with a house if he knows you're going to be looking for the next thing, right? So in all your ways, get understanding. So, let's say you want to go to a different country. Well, you need to learn the culture. You need to study the culture of that country. You need to study the ways. Like, my first international trip, my first plane flight, I went by myself. I was in Hong Kong for 2 days by myself. I went to study abroad, but before everybody got there, I was there for 2 days by myself. But before I went to Hong Kong, my family, extended family, were telling me, oh, dress business casual, dress in suits and stuff. And I was listening in that, and they mean well, but I have to do my own research. If I would have just bought a bunch of suits and stuff, I would have looked a mess. Yes, I bought some business stuff, but I mean, in Hong Kong, it was hot. They dressed just like us. I had my shorts. I had my sundresses. I was looking cute. We went to horse races. We went out and had fun. We went to the mall and shop. I had to do my own research about the culture in Hong Kong, because you can't rely on what someone else is telling you. I had to go do my own research. You have to know the culture. You have to know the culture of where God is taking you. Know the culture of where you're going. You want to be a wife? Learn the culture of the wife. I look at Abigail and David. Abigail was a servant to David. She fell at his feet humbly. You want to be a wife, but are you even humble? Can you even serve your parents, serve your friends? The servant of all is the greatest of all. The servant of all is the greatest of all. You want a dog, right? But you can't even take care of your pet fish. Take care of that fish. What are you doing? And y'all, you just have to know, you just have to know the culture of where you're going. You have to be prepared. You have to learn how to adapt yourself. Like Paul was like, I know how to be everything to all people. And what Paul was saying, he doesn't not just adapt, not change who you are, but we have to understand that you're not just one facet. You are many faceted. Right? With my friends, I'm one way, or if I'm in a business meeting, I'm gonna talk a different way, or if I'm on YouTube, I'm gonna talk a different way. You know what I mean? I'm still me, but there's different sides of me. If you're one dimensional, then you don't have any substance. But even God is many faceted. He's our Father, but he's not just our Father, he's our friend. He's not just our friend, he's our confidant. He's not just our confidant, he's also really funny and enjoys you. He's also our husband. He's all these, he's a provider, he's the King of Kings. He's many faceted. Just like your husband. Your husband's not just your provider. Yes, he is, but you don't just want a provider. If you wanted that, you can get a sugar daddy. If your husband just wanted, if it's just for sex or whatever, if a wife is just for sex, okay, that's part of it. But she's just for sex. I mean, you don't really need a whole wife for that. You can just get on Tinder for that. Just looking for the lies. No lies, right? We are many faceted. I'm many faceted. You know what I mean? I'm many faceted. So are you. You can adapt. You're still the same person. You just gotta change. You know, change the vibe. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why you have to get wisdom. And all you're getting, get understanding. Because we think God, oh, my dog is crying. She has to come in. Come on, Ellie. She got surgery, so if you see that thing on her. Come on, Ellie. Come on. You're going to come in. Come on. She can't. Close the door. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Yes. We're many faceted. So sometimes even I have to learn that God is not just this, you know, we think he's just one thing. We think he fits in this square box. We think this is God, this is it. He will never tell me to do this. He'll never tell me to do that. But he will. But then you get mad at someone else's freedom and liberty in Christ. But it's like everyone has their own, God is many faceted. You know what I mean? You get mad, oh, God, I prayed 100 years for my spouse, and she didn't pray not one, and she got the man of her dreams. Okay, but that's her blessing. That's her gift. Maybe with you, you have a different calling, and so you have to pray. You have to go through the breakthrough, you know what I mean? Maybe you have someone who's really ungrateful and they have both of their parents. Maybe they're really mean to their parents, but yet their parents still alive. And yet you love your parents. Your parents are gone. You're like, that's unfair. But that is your grace. That is your grace. You know, that is where God has you. All right? So thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.